I always thought in the back of my mind that eventually I would be a professor and I would get tenure and I would live the good life and write books and teach the young minds of the world. And I just don't think it's going to happen. I applied to Deep Springs College, which is this quirky little college out in the desert in Eastern California. And I was like, well, they have a labor requirement as part of their school, and it's all about service. And I mean, those are two things that I do. I do manual labor and I do service. Figured I was a shoe in. I didn't even make it past the first cut. So I think I think it's time to close that chapter. And I look back on it, sort of as the title of this says. I look back on it sort of wistfully. Um, it was good. It was a good experience being in academia, and I know a lot of people can't say that, and a lot of people who have careers in academia can't say that. But I met great people. I learned an amazing amount of knowledge from all over the world that I wouldn't have been able to learn otherwise. I got to meet people from every corner of the earth and hear their perspective and their take on things, and I made lifelong friends who still talk to this day, And I got to teach some, not much, but I got to teach some, and I got fired because I refused to give grades or I allowed the students to grade themselves. And, academia is a real messed up place. I have friends who are still in academia, and it's not a nice place to be at this point in history. But my experience there was good, and I value that, and I value what I learned from academia. And I probably learned all the wrong things. I learned knowledge. I didn't learn how to play the game. And that's what I really suck at is playing the game. And one of the things that's going to be interesting is like, for the rest of my life, I'll probably question as to what is it about me that makes me unfit to get a professorship in academia. I'm really brilliant. I have a lot of experience. I've started multiple organizations. Um, I've done a lot of things in my life, and I'm unique. And people really value me in the automotive field. They really love having me around. What I bring to the table as far as morale for the team, and also wealth of knowledge and experience, and it's really valued in working class spaces. But for some reason, it just doesn't match up with bourgeois spaces, and I've never really felt comfortable in them. I don't feel comfortable in them when I go to them with my wife. I feel excluded, and I'm excluded from academia, and I'll probably forever wonder why. Um, Not mad, not mad at all. I think if I had gotten into academia, I may have become a very cynical person. I may not have been the greatest of teachers, and it may not have worked out for me. And I don't think it was ever supposed to work out for me. But I'm always going to question, what is it about me that simply cannot match with the academic system? And is that uh, a strike against the academic system, or is it a strike against me, or is it both? And I'd like to teach. I really would. I enjoy teaching. That's probably the thing that I'm best at. I'm a pretty good auto mechanic, and I'm a pretty good organizer, but I'm probably the best at teaching, and that's the one thing that I'm not really allowed to do institutionally. Um, but that is what it is. What it is. I'm a happy person, and I'm not mad, and I look back on academia with a great deal of fondness, which is not something that everybody can say, especially sort of late capitalist academia, in which it's more about playing the game than about the scholarship. Anyway, we'll see y'all next time. Peace, y'all.